The same thing. I said that is something I don't think it's a hole in the thunderstorm. Let's put it that way.
I don't think so either. It's just as bad as I suppose they're just saying. Well, this severe thunderstorm is just about as bad as it gets. So you guys be careful. And I'm seeing a lot of that, frankly, across the line of these storms. But it feels like that upper area that warning is still there, but we're not seeing, I'm looking at a couple of different radar here, and it doesn't seem like that is pronounced, that northern storm that's headed toward Dixon. I'm not discounting it. That's the one that was actually indicated on the ground, but there's a third one now down in Lexington heading toward Parsons.
Just outside of our listening area, but it's along that same line. Yeah. It's the same line of thunderstorms and they're having their own trouble down there with some indication of rotation and the cloud down there. If you are, I'm telling you, this has the classic look of the first one. If you're in the I-40 area right now, and I just can't pick up a city name, but let's say over to the west as you were heading west of Wrigley, west of 46, you are running right into it. Heavy rain and debris indicated by the radar in that area. So that one, we got one near Lexington, and we have another one that was up near the Dixon area. So those are all along the same line. 3 areas of rotation. One, the first one up in which is in the Dixon area now, was confirmed on the ground. Due south of it, just a little to the north and east of Only, is another area of rotation, and that's right on I-40. And then down a little further to the south and to the west in the Lexington area, they have another area of rotation. That's not in our listing area, but it is all along that same line of thunderstorms.
We value you either on the super text line or the phone lines. 8574 says, I'm listening to CB radio near Mont Eagle, picking up a tremendous amount of lightning noise this far away. There's we haven't brought it up because obviously our area of focus will be on these tornadic signatures, but a tremendous amount of lightning with this storm, a lot of hail coming down with this storm. Yeah. I mean, everything that you will associate with a severe thunderstorm, you're going to get in this storm. So just
they're talking about in a great portion of our area, you could see hail. Even if you don't have tornadic activity or high winds, you could see hail around an inch in diameter. So that can do some damage.
So right now, this line, they're looking at that one that's coming through Dixon at about as we sit here at 10:43. Dixon, Humphreys, Houston, Hickman, and Decatur counties all in the midst of a tornado warning. That Dixon storm is one that's concerning us getting into Kingston Springs and into Fairview. Right. Then one just to the south of that is expected to hit Bon Aqua. And these things are separate cells within the same system, but they're only 10 miles apart, if that, running parallel tracks. Then there's another system that's coming in from the south of that's expected, looks to be on the line, that's going to hit Hohenwald. I think that's Lewis County. And that should be in the next 15 minutes or so. So all of this is associated with this huge, if you kind of mentally draw the picture out, this huge line of storms that's going in the typical fashion from northeast to southwest, and it's going in an easterly path at about 35 miles an hour. But we have at least 3 areas of rotation. 2 have been, by the National Weather Service, declared as tornado warnings, and one of those, the Dixon storm, as I'm calling it right now, is the one that was indicated to actually be on the ground and was a very, very – all of these are very serious situations, and just please take cover if at all possible.
The line of thunder showers now has crossed from, if you're looking, from the northwest to the southeast on your screen, for a moment as if it were a map. It is now past Clarksville, headed into the northern suburbs of Nashville as we speak. The more serious 2 storms that we've been watching very closely that have rotation, confirmed tornado on the ground, those are to the east, directly east of, I would say, one is probably directly east of Brentwood, and one is directly west of Brentwood, and the other one is directly west of Franklin. And those storms will be moving to the east, northeast in the next few moments. So we've got some time. If you're making preparation, like if I were in Franklin right now, I'd be bringing in the cushions. It's
right.
definitely one of those kind of days. Bring in the cushions, take the folding chairs and put them away. I mean, because there's a storm a coming.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and any place east of that, if you're in Murfreesboro or even Hendersonville, you better be doing it real quick and going ahead and getting inside, because it's popping you anywhere to the north of Nashville. Obviously, it's going to hit you a little bit sooner. And then to the south, Columbia, you need to be doing the same thing in all areas to the east there, because this system is going to affect everybody before the night's over. I'm just looking. There's no at 10:38. I just got my update. It's about, I guess, 8 minutes old. 10:38 tonight. Tornado warning remains in effect until 11 o'clock. They've extended this warning in southwestern Dixon, east central Humphreys, and northern Hickman counties. This is obviously located 10 miles east of Hurricane Mills, 12 miles northwest of Centerville. It's now moving east at 45 miles an hour, so at least this portion of the storm is picking up steam, Brian. And let's see, includes Interstate 40 between mile markers 150 and 174. Here are some of the towns that could be affected. We're talking about Lyles, Bon Aqua, Pinewood, and Bucksnort, one of my favorite Tennessee town names. Who doesn't love Bucksnort? Bucksnort, you need to get into your safe place, because you're about to get popped with what could be tornadic activity here in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, right now, if you're out there on those mile markers that you gave on I-40, I mean, it is crossing right over Interstate 40 as we speak. And I would not want to be in a high-profile vehicle out on that interstate tonight. I guarantee you, if you see it on the horizon as you are headed west, might be a good time to just pull over and find a place to get off the highway, because that is a rough patch road right now.
Man, I can't imagine, Brian. I mean, I know I could never imagine to tell a truck driver how to do their business, but can you imagine being in one of those big rigs with that profile?
Yeah.
With a 60 or 70 mile an hour wind popping on you. I mean, the big guys know what to do, though. They know when it's bad enough to get off the roadways, to pull over and just kind of wait it out. Point your
nose into the wind and hope for the best is all you can do in a situation like that. But, I mean, I'm telling you, yes, you involuntarily will change lanes when the winds are strong enough in a high-profile vehicle, and you have no control over it whatsoever. But it is right over Interstate 40 right now.
It is, and it's bearing down on the small little community of Wrigley. Which is along 100 there. Just looking at some roadways, just to give you guys a little indication. Wrigley's just to the south of Dixon. Dixon's about to get hit. It seems like most of our local meteorologists and the National Weather Service, too, they're kind of focusing on that Bucksnort, Bon Aqua storm, which would have been that middle storm that popped up just after the Dixon area tornado warning hit. So we're focused on that. Obviously, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for everyone in our listening area at 10:48 tonight on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Oh, goodness. It is, you just hope, obviously, you hope that at some point the air will dry out enough, will wring some of this moisture out of the air. The instability will stabilize to the point that we don't have some of these severe effects. I was listening to some meteorologists about an hour and a half ago, Brian, as we were preparing to possibly go on the air, and they seemed very hopeful that a lot of this would kind of die down and die out a little bit. I guess those hopes haven't come to fruition, because we're certainly
it's just there. You got basically two things working here. You got a lot of flow of southerly air up from the Gulf, etc., and it's been from a southerly flow for days now in our area, and as a result of that, a lot of moisture up from the Gulf, and now it's still just heavy, moisture-laden air, warm air from the Gulf. And you got a cold front coming through, and that's where you have your clash points. Cold air hits hot, moist air, and that water's got to go somewhere. And in the process, sometimes it can get really ugly, as people know in this time of year. Anything can happen. The storms get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is a pretty good storm, and again, no surprise, because they've been warning us for days that this was coming.
There is a new and I do believe you're you said that Lexington and Parsons area, that's just to the south and west of our listening area, but still, it's on the way, if you will. I mean, once you get over into Hohenwald and Centerville, but the National Weather Service just moments ago did issue a tornado warning for Perry County in Middle Tennessee, and that would be this tornado that they're concerned about in or near Darden, in or near Lexington, moving east at 30 miles an hour. Once again, that's on the lower end of this overall system, but it is expected to get into our listening area at some point. If you're listening to us on the app or whatnot, you know the areas of Parsons and Linden and Hohenwald, and that's just to the south of Centerville. That's an area of concern now as a tornado warning has popped up there too, Brian.
Now, we're watching that storm to the north. That's the one that they're watching right now. We said was on Interstate 40 in the only area. It is moving to the east. And if I were, let's say, in Fairview, I would be getting ready. If I were in Franklin, I'd be bringing in the cushions and, walking the dog. I'd be doing whatever I could to be ready because it is definitely headed in that direction. Now, it could fade. We don't know that whatever is indicated will still be there, but you need to make these preparations. This will scrape north of Spring Hill. Seems to be headed square on a track that would take it across Franklin and Nolensville long term. That's the areas that if I were in those areas, I'd be making my preparations. But right now, as you go back further west, as we have said, in the Dixon, Waverly area, and now on Interstate 40 in the area of a little community called Only, they're very concerned about that storm, and we're watching that one. As far as I know right now, that is not confirmed on the ground, but it is very, very strongly indicated by radar.
Fairview, it is time to get into your safe space because this storm system is bearing down on you now. 10:51. There was an indication that storm is upon you. That is coming to us from our friends at Nash Severe Weather. They indicated they have some folks on the ground, as a matter of fact, there that are feeding them information, and they say that it's pretty bad there. No direct contact with the tornado there, but obviously radar indicated tornado. Then we're watching that bow, Brian, just to our north.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that incredible push that includes that black radar that Brian and I were talking about. Just that absolute black radar. That's as bad as it gets on radar, I suppose. But we're watching that system to our north. No tornadoes coming out of that, thankfully, but very, very severe winds and hail.
A ton of wind and a ton of rain dropping over that area right now. And we're talking about, the high straight line winds in the Orlinda area headed towards South Tunnel. And there's a weather term here. I'm not sure this technically matches it, but it's called derecho. And a derecho is basically I think it's Italian or some other word for bow. When the thing starts to bow like that. And the derecho is usually the indication of good straight line winds behind a line like that. And you're seeing the classic bow.
Tornado
a derecho is, I
off.
think, a little larger than that, but it's still nonetheless an indication of really strong straight line winds there.
And we're still on live on our variety of apps and online. We're not live right now, Brian, on the air, as we've got yet another tornado warning that has interrupted our tornado warning coverage and programming. Bell, I've got to take let me ask you, Brian, do you mind if I take a quick hiatus? Give me about 2 minutes. I got to run and do what sometimes us little boys have to do.
Yeah, go ahead and take care of it because
I'll do that.
You better do it now because these storms one of these storms is headed my way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Let me give you the new tornado warning for those listening online. This would be a tornado warning for southwestern Davidson County, southeastern Dixon County, northwestern Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee until 11:45 p.m. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located 7 miles southwest of Burns or 8 miles south of Dixon, moving east at 50 miles an hour. This is a radar-indicated rotation, but it's a pretty strong indication as these things go. And this will be in Fairview around 11:05. 11:05. It is now what? 10, I can't see, 10:55, so not far, 15 minutes from now. Franklin around 11:20. As I was saying just, a few moments ago, if I were there, I'd be preparing. Leaper's Fork, Lyles, Bon Aqua, Natchez Trace at Highway 96, right? I think that's right there near the Loveless Cafe, all that area right there. You are in the path of a possible tornado. Radar indicated, but there you have it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just are back from our emergency bulletin, you know that we have a tornado warning for southwestern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Dixon County in Middle Tennessee, northwestern Williamson County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee until 11:45 p.m. They say at 10:52, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles southwest of Burns, 8 miles south of Dixon, moving east at 50 miles an hour. They say that the hazard here is for a tornado that is, at this moment, radar indicated, but another adjacent thunderstorm cell that was active just a few moments ago to the north of here was confirmed as a tornado on the ground. So we know you need to take this very seriously. Other areas to be impacted: Leaper's Fork, Lyles, Bon Aqua, Natchez Trace at Highway 96. This is Interstate 40 between mile markers 165 and 184. Don't be there if you can help it. Interstate 840 between mile markers 1 and 17 near mile marker 28, they say. So be prepared, take cover. This is a tornado warning that has been extended from that what we call the Waverly, south of Waverly, McEwen, Dixon. It's now on track to be headed into Fairview and into Franklin, reaching Franklin in the next 15 or 20 minutes. And there is rotation. Right now, looking at it, it is due west. Check that. Due west of, Fairview.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have, that looks like pretty serious Doppler
rotation. right between Dixon and Wrigley and bearing down on Fairview, bearing down on 840, as Brian mentioned. Bearing down on 96 just to the north of this system.
Right.
I mean, this is a very, very dangerous system of storms, and embedded in them even more danger in terms of rotation. And watching this one very closely, particularly as you get into, I mean, some of these areas that we mentioned, I know,
there it is,
yeah, they're not as populated, but now we're seeing some of the more populated areas like Dixon, like Fairview, like Kingston Springs. A lot of folks out there in and this will be on the metropolitan area of Nashville in a moment. It's here. I mean, it's virtually here, and it's going to be impacting major metropolitan or populated areas, I should say, over the course of the next 2 hours or so. So just make a plan, especially right now as you have time. If you are to the east of I-65, you've got a minute or two, not a lot of time, but just a little bit of time to go ahead and batten down the hatches and get ready for this huge storm system that literally is stretching from Mississippi all across the state of Tennessee. It's kind of bowing out and moving in an easterly direction, about 35 and in some cases 40 miles an hour now as it slowly marches its way across the state, Brian.
Yeah, and it's going to be moving. It looks like this storm, particularly the one we're watching so closely, is moving almost due east the way it looks. Mm-hmm. There may be a little bit of northern movement to the north and northeast, but a bit of it's mostly due east. And this would be on track to be headed to some pretty well-known popular areas. Leaper's Fork and the Franklin area. This will scrape north of Thompson Station and come just a little south of Belmead. But if you're in Franklin, you're sort of right in the bullseye of this particular storm, and as it approaches from the west. And again, radar indicated. If you're in Fairview right now, buckle down. I mean, don't waste a moment longer. You need to be someplace where you and yours can be safe. But again, this is a storm that's going to rake right across. I mean, theoretically, if you extend that out, it would go through Smyrna, Murfreesboro, and Auburn if it holds together that long. But right now, if you're anywhere to the west of Franklin, all the way over to, I would say, the Burns area, I would be very, very much in my safe space.
Yeah, and all of us are in the path of a severe thunderstorm warning. All of us will be impacted by a severe thunderstorm at some point over the course of the night. We're just really focusing in on this Davidson County storm that has an area of rotation to the south of it. There's a Perry County storm that also, according to the National Weather Service, has some rotation that would merit issuing a tornado warning. And it just, from people of our generation, I repeat it all the time during severe weather, and I don't want to belabor it. I don't want to talk down to you, but it is a fact that we now have such incredible technology. We have such incredible radar that they can see the possibility of a tornado popping up and getting to the ground even before it happens, which is why oftentimes we try to distinguish between radar-indicated tornado and observed tornado or tornado on the ground. Those are big distinctions, but the fact of the matter is you should react to a radar-indicated tornado in the same fashion that you do one that has been confirmed to be on the ground, because the possibility could be that it comes down at any second. So, truly, we have that technology, and we should applaud it. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that we can make these distinctions, but hopefully these tornadoes are not reaching the ground. But, boy, it looks like, based on some of the hook signatures that we're seeing, some of this wind speed variance that we're seeing, that Perry County situation looks pretty bad and going toward Linden, moving toward Hohenwald, and the situation up moving toward Fairview equally as bad. So that south system, I just got some towns popped up for me here. Horner, Perry County, entering Perry County at 11:13 tonight, so in about 11 minutes. Chestnut Grove, and then eventually in Pleasantville by 11:27. And that we mention that because it is slowly making its way, if not already for some of you in our listening area, slowly making its way into the greater Super Talk 99.7 WTN listening area.
Yeah, the area stops just short of the I-65 line that runs north-south through the Nashville area. But if this storm continues to hold together and they continue to see the rotation that we are seeing right now out of one of these storms due west of Franklin, they will probably extend this. And so, you get ready. I said just a few moments ago, if you're in Franklin to be walking the dog, it's too late. You need to be inside, and you need to be moving towards your very safe space. And try to. It is definitely headed that direction. It is right to the south of I-40 and the 840 split.
You are listening to WWTN, Hendersonville, Nashville. It is 11:03. My name is Matt Murphy. I'm joined by Brian Wilson, covering the severe weather moving through Middle Tennessee. We've been on air roughly an hour now as a tornado warning was indicated in our listening area. That's our trigger. We come on air to make sure that we're here for those folks that perhaps cannot get to a television, perhaps rely on the radio, perhaps are out of power for whatever reason. If you're with us, we're here for you to try to provide timely information so that you can make important decisions for yourself and your family. You can participate in that regard. If you see something, say something, as they say. Give us a holler at the super text line. I think that's the easiest way to do it. You can call if you like, but just to get that information out quickly, 615-737-9986 is the super text number. And with that purpose, 0882 wrote in and said, I'm just south of Dixon, guys, just north of I-40, Highway 48 South. The initial line passed, strong winds, stronger precipitation to come, rain, and a round of hail. Thankfully, no train sounds so far. So that's
a good thing. Yeah.
That's good news. No train sounds is all good news. And Kenny writes in and says that we have reports of roof or roofs off in McEwen. And that would not surprise me at all, even with these straight line winds.
Earlier. Yeah, I would not be surprised by that at all. Yeah, we're watching. This is the one, and remember now, this line of thunderstorms is now moving into the greater Nashville area. It is into northwest Nashville as we speak, and will be crossing. At a sort of a. If you were to draw, look at your TV screen, just sort of 45-degree angle slash that these storms that run all the way from the Great Lakes to well south of here. We are seeing our dose of them right now as they move to the north and to the east at a leisurely pace. We wish they would just get on through here and be done with us. But we do have a tornado warning let me just read it for you one more time. This is for southwestern Davidson County in Middle Tennessee, southeastern Dixon County, northwestern Williamson County, northeastern Hickman County until 11:45 tornado warning. They believe that this is a radar indicated rotation, but this rotation has been with us for a while. It's a pretty good Doppler signature, and if I were in any of the areas that I mentioned, I would be approaching and taking every opportunity I could to secure things and to go to my safe space ASAP.
This greater line of storms, very serious storm system that could produce a tornado at any time. It's about to hit Gallatin, and I'm just kind of taking you on that slash angle that Brian was just mentioning from the top of the state on down. If you're in Westmoreland, it's about to pop you. Gallatin, you're about to get hit. Goodlettsville, Nashville, you've got a couple of minutes, although there's a little pop-up storm in the center of Nashville right now, but the greater storm is still a little bit off of the Nashville area proper. But Bellevue, you're starting to feel some raindrops.
It's just starting to pick up a little bit, but we haven't seen anything of substance yet.
Well, there you go. So it's just yet to hit Nashville, but Hohenwald, I'm just tracking it down from the north to the south and from the east to the west. But Hohenwald, you're about to get hit. Bon Aqua, you are getting popped right now with that very serious storm that we believe might involve tornadic rotation. So that line is severe, it's thick, and it is moving. As Brian said, it's not moving quickly enough, about 40 miles an hour, but certainly doing its level of damage. That Fairview storm looks very serious. Fairview, Ferndale, Brush Creek. Brian mentioned Leapers Fork at 11:20, idyllic little community at Leapers Fork. You are in the crosshairs on this. Bingham, Southall. All of you need to make your proper preparations and do what it is you do during these severe weather events because they are coming to you in a very short amount of time. That's about 13 minutes from the Leapers Fork area. And then after that, obviously, we're talking about Brentwood, as Brian mentioned, Franklin, as Brian mentioned, all of those populated communities just to the south of the greater metropolitan region. That area of circulation right between Wrigley and Fairview, right south of 840, the main point of concern for many local meteorologists, that area right along Highway 100, just south of 840, bearing down on Fairview or just to the south of the Fairview community in the next couple of minutes. That's a scary-looking piece of rotation. Would not surprise me if there's some damage being done. Let's hope not. But tornado warning in effect for Davidson County as well.
If you're out there in that I-40, 840 connector to the west of Nashville, then, you are right in the middle of some pretty severe storms right now, heavy rain, but it is right on 840 is where the rotation is seen to the, I would say, to the west of Fairview, moving to the east. And as we've been saying, if you're in the Franklin, Leapers Fork, Brentwood area, now would be a good time to start moving into a safer space because I'm telling you, the storm is headed your direction. You've got a few minutes, but I wouldn't waste a lot of time here. I'd start moving that over into a safe space as soon as I could because that storm has been pretty solid on Doppler for some time now.
We are up and running on a lot of different platforms, folks. So if you're listening on your radio, you got that handheld, good for you. You listened, and you got to keep that battery-powered radio at your fingertips during these times because what happens if the power goes out? However, if you're listening on the apps, we're all over the apps as well. We are, as a matter of fact, streaming live on a variety of platforms like, without video, but I don't know. Wilson might have video over there in Watertown. I don't in Mount Juliet, but we're on those streams. Some of them are audio only, YouTube and Facebook and the like. So wherever you need to find us, we're here for you tonight, only for one reason. That is to make sure you have the information to make decisions that are going to keep you and your family safe, because we've got a very serious, if you're just joining us, very serious storm bearing down on the metropolitan Nashville area, and two primary areas of concern that might be tornadic in nature, particularly this deal that is coming into Leaper's Fork in the next 10 minutes or so, and then beyond that, Highway 96, the Franklin community, Brentwood communities, that's Bellevue, maybe a little bit of the southern portion of Belmead. All of those areas are right in the polygon, as they say, of this system. This velocity tracker has it bearing down on you in the next 10 or so minutes. So you just need to just stay with us and do the things that you need to do to make sure the family's safe.
Yeah, and you can do, and if you are a long, person who lived in the South and has been watching Doppler radar for some time, you know what we're talking about here. What you see is a radar indication of rotation is when the red and the green get mixed up together, because the red indicates that that the water in that cloud and that rain is moving one particular direction, and the green shows that it's going in another direction, and that is generally the what we call rotation. So those rotating clouds, many of them, part of the reason why we have so many more tornadoes reported is that the technology has just gotten so much better. We now know where to look for some of the smaller tornadoes.
Right.
That we might not have ever gone out and confirmed. Now we know where they were because they were Doppler radar indicated, and so they sort of juiced the numbers. By and large, I don't think that the major tornadoes have increased at all in recent history. It's just the fact that we now have such good technology that.
And some of these unpopulated areas. I mean, to your point, some of these unpopulated areas, they wouldn't think to look. But now, because they have already noted them on radar, they do go.
They go back and check them. That's right, and that's why we everybody says, "Well, it's all global warming." Well, I don't know about that. I just simply know that the technology's gotten so much better at following these storms and knowing where to look. But again, all of that is a discussion probably for another day, as we're bringing you information of a cloud with rotation. To the west of Fairview, headed to the east. If you are in the Highway 96 area, to the west of Franklin, get ready. If I were in Franklin right now, I'd be bringing in the cushions and locking the doors and moving to my safe space, just on the chance that this is actually a real on-the-ground tornado. There was another part of this particular storm cell that did have an active confirmed tornado on the ground a short time ago. It was a little bit north of this particular track. So we think there's a pretty good chance this could be a tornado on the ground. Hard to know the size, but it's been consistently Doppler radar indicated for some time now.
Yeah, if you're anywhere in the Natchez Trace area, you mentioned Loveless Cafe. It looks right. It looks right there in that zone. I mean, that's just a marker that people can visualize to know where we're talking about on the map. That is the general area of concern with this latest tornado activity. And the track seems to be taking it directly toward Franklin. I mean, don't say that to scare you folks out in Franklin. Just want to warn you, as Brian just mentioned, now's the time to take care of business. Let's hope that this is just a radar indication and nothing more, but better safe than sorry. And obviously, this is very serious looking on radar screens and could be very serious on the ground as we speak. So that Highway 100, along that line right now, just south of Fairview, just south of I-40, and on a direct path to cross over Natchez Trace Parkway, and eventually you're going to hit Franklin, I suppose, in about with before 11:30. It looks like right around 11:30 is what we're talking about in terms of a time frame to hit the Franklin area. That's the biggest area of concern. But there are some other radar indications that have been put out by the National Weather Service, and I can run. Obviously severe thunderstorm warnings all across the listening area. But just moments ago, at about 11:09. The tornado warning has been kept in effect until 11:45 for Perry County. This is to the south of that system I was just referencing. Severe thunderstorm producing possibly a tornado. Radar indicated flying debris around that radar indication indicates that it might have gotten to the ground. Locations to be impacted include Lobelville, Linden at around 11:15 tonight. That's right now, and that's just to the south of us, but a very serious system nonetheless. But the one in our area, Davidson, Dixon, Hickman, Williamson counties, that Fairview system that's moving toward Franklin looks very, very scary.
Yeah, they're saying that it will be approaching Franklin right at the bottom of the hour, about 15 minutes from now. So, this is really the time where you need to make your preparations and go to your safe space. Go to some place where you feel like you can ride this thing out. Do not try to outrun the storm. Do not try to get in your car and outdrive it. That's the worst thing that you can do. The best thing you can do is go to an interior room, a good sturdy closet. My particular place is underneath a massive staircase, and that's a very strong place in a house. The staircases generally survive no matter what happens. So if you have a closet that goes under a staircase, great place to be. But make sure that you are moving toward that now. Because I'm telling you, this is a storm that has real potential. And if I were in Franklin right now, better safe than sorry. Go make your preparations. Go to a safe place.
Well, that's right. And without talking down to those of you who have been around the South for a long time and have been through this, a lot of new folks moving into our community on a regular basis. And if you've never been through this, you just have to do it. You have to make those preparations. If you have a basement, obviously that's the place to go. Get underground. That's going to be the safest place. If you have a tornado shelter designed for that purpose, obviously you know where you're going. But as Brian indicated, what a great place to go would be under the stairs. A lot of wood and a lot of heavy-duty construction goes into those stairs, which is why they oftentimes survive even some pretty bad storm systems and pretty bad tornadoes. That's the place to be if you have that ability. Interior room, away from windows, of course, all of those things that we learned in grade school. You need to start implementing all of that now. Grab some helmets. If you need be. We do not have an indication, at least I don't, Brian. I don't know if you've had an indication that this system is on the ground, but all the indications that we see from radar is, and you mentioned that green-red rotation, that indication that there's that circular rotation. All of that is just indicating that this is one way or the other. It is a very significant storm system moving toward the city of Franklin.
Yeah, that's right. One way there, you're about to get rained on, and it's going to be a significant, fast-moving storm. They're talking about in some areas, they're saying has the potential to have hail as big as an inch in diameter. But this is a very solid Doppler radar indicated storm. Right now, it is to the south and just a little bit to the east of Fairview, moving due east, and has in its sights Franklin. So everything between Fairview and Franklin right now, buckle up. Here it comes. A storm that at the very least is going to be a pretty substantial storm. But again, remember, we have Doppler indicated rotation in this area right now, right in just right at the 840 connector to the west of town. It's right in that area, headed due east and headed into Williamson County.
It's now it's on top of Leaper's Fork. If not there at 11:19, it's expected to be there in the next minute or two. Bingham, Southall, West Harpeth, and then Franklin at 11:31 tonight. Maples Shopping Center at 11:32 for those who know that area. So this storm is about to hit you, and you want to do your thing right now. I mean, some of the areas that we're looking at as you look a little further out on the track, obviously now Nolensville, you need to start thinking about what your possible plan might be as this system bears down on you. Far behind Franklin is Nolensville, and you just have to start thinking along those lines. And then, obviously, we're not forgetting about you in Murfreesboro or Mount Juliet or even out in Watertown, Brian. I mean, this system is going to pop all of us, but man, oh man, right there just south of Fairview right now, just south of 431 and 100, and bearing down on the Natchez Trace Parkway, there is a system that has a strong indication that there's a tornado inside of it. According to National Weather Service and according to local meteorologists, this system potentially could be on the ground right now. 6707 says, thank you guys. We live in Dixon County. We were listening to you tonight from our basement. Thank you so much. No, thank you. That's what we're here for. We want to do that for you so that you have comfort taking that radio down where you need to go. A lot of times folks don't want to get away from the television because they don't want to lose that knowledge. Well, if you lose your power, you're going to lose that TV anyway. I would just take your phone with you, download the app if you can, keep that with you. The power should be fine just temporarily, or just take that battery-powered radio with you. We'll try to keep you as informed as we possibly can. Dixon looks to be past this path, and that's the way these things go. We don't forget about you when it passes you. So if you're looking around and seeing what you see in those areas where this is just passed through, and you are safely able to, let us know what you see. Let us know what happened at 615-737-9986 on the Super Text line.
Yep, we're watching a line of storms that is running all the way from the Great Lakes to well south and west of us, all the way down to the Memphis area and beyond. But as it comes through our area, we have some of these troublesome tornado warnings that are in effect, and we are in a tornado warning right now. Just to remember, this is so important. This is the most important thing I can tell you right now. A tornado warning remains in effect for northwestern Williamson County until 11:45 p.m. And that's because they have a radar-indicated tornado that is moving toward the area of Franklin as we speak. So they say that flying debris, mobile homes could face damage or destruction. Damage to roofs, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. And the dangerous storm will be near Franklin around 11:25. That is about 3 minutes from now, according to this latest update. We are really worried about the folks in Franklin. Buckle up because this storm is headed your way. Again, no confirmation as far as we know that it's been on the ground seen with the naked eye or confirmed, but it certainly has been a very strong Doppler radar signature for some time now. Williamson County, it's coming right at you. Franklin, buckle up.
And other areas in our listening audience, we haven't forgotten about you guys up north. I mean, you're getting popped, obviously, in Hendersonville right now. You're getting popped in Gallatin with this severe thunderstorm, and you're experiencing straight line winds along the lines. I don't have to tell you if you're in those communities because you're going through it, but you're getting hit with those 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts, 70 miles an hour being indicated in some areas. Obviously, that's a very serious system. It's dumping a tremendous amount of rain very quickly and tremendous amount of hail as well. Hail indicated in this system that potentially has produced this tornado as well to the just greater than 1/2 inch to 0.75 inches of hail in this storm. So considerable hail involved in this storm as well that can do a lot of property damage. But right now, our singular focus of concern is on loss of life and the health and safety of the listening audience when it comes to this system that the rotation area has just passed. It's right on top of Natchez Trace. It's right south of 96 between Fairview and Franklin, which is just south of Highway 100, just to kind of put it on a map for you. And it indicates that it is rolling right over Franklin, Tennessee in a matter of minutes, 6 or so minutes, and you can expect it will be in the city of Franklin and on top of I-65 just after it hits Franklin, obviously 65 just being to the east. So it is time for you once again. I don't take any pleasure telling grown people what to do, but I'll tell you this: what you need to be doing is getting into the area that you've thought about is the best place to go in the unlikely and unfortunate and horrible reality that there might be a tornado coming, because there might be a tornado coming. We don't know. We do not have confirmation on the ground, but there's a strong indication that this storm has produced a tornado. I hope that we're wrong, and I hope tomorrow we say, boy, we dodged that one and didn't look like a tornado when we saw it on the radar screens.
Yeah,
but
directly
better safe
over
than sorry.
the Natchez Trace Parkway as we speak, and headed due east. It would seem toward maybe the southern part of Franklin, if I had to make a guess. Right now, but let's not take any chances. If you're in the Franklin area, let's get on. In fact, here comes a list of some of the towns that will be in the line of this. Leapers Fork, it's happening now in Bingham, in about 3 minutes. Franklin, they say now 11:34. Arrington, Nolensville, 11:45, 11:48. Looking a little further down the line. So it's on a track right now to go to Nolensville, looking long range, well south of Lebanon, thank goodness, a little south of Watertown and La Casa. So,
yeah, I mean,
you never want to say, you never want to feel good about something, because your good news is somebody else's bad news. But
well, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But I mean, sadly, I mean, all of these things are local, to our communities. If you're over in Smyrna, you're like, what are these guys talking about? If you're in Las Casas right now, you're like, what are y'all talking about? It's fine outside. It's just a little windy. Well, I promise you, you'll know what we're talking about out in Murfreesboro before the night is done, because this thing is moving. It seems to be picking up a little bit of speed. The last indication I got from the National Weather Service, Brian, was about 45 miles an hour. So hopefully we can get this thing out of here as quickly as possible with the least amount of property damage. But right now, boy, just a big red dot right over the Natchez Trace with a lot of green around that. That indicates that the winds are circulating in different ways, and Franklin is just kind of right there in the zone. We're starting to get on my monitors some I-65 camera work from the smart dot cameras, and boy, a lot of lightning associated with this storm. Obviously, a lot of thunder associated with that lightning, and a lot of rain even outside of the tornadic activity. But just laser focused on this Franklin storm right now. Just for a number of reasons. One, it's obviously the most severe part of this greater system. But number two, it is about to hit an area with a hefty population, and you just want to make sure that those folks are as safe as they possibly can be. Nashville, you're about to get it if you're not. Bell, what's the status out of your window? Can you see out there? I mean, are you guys getting it yet? The radar indicates that it should be on y'all any second now. I don't know if Bell's got his.
Yeah, it's really starting to pick up a little bit of momentum now. We went from nothing to it raining real steady.
We also have some first responders that are listening to us in the Williamson County area, and they have indicated that they'll whatever they see, they'll pass that along to us, Brian, and then we're able to pass it along to the phone. That's how it ought to work. It does my heart proud. If you're a first responder, or if you're on any official duty and have the ability to shoot us a little note, we'll get it out to the masses if it's information they need to know about. 615-737-9986. Oh boy, just that box and that little rotator there, that green hook. I mean, I know we repeat it all the time, but you call it that hook echo.
Yeah.
That little signature that indicates that the wind's sucking different directions.
Yeah.
That's just a frightening look there.
It is
just outside of Franklin.
And look, it is due west, absolutely due west of Franklin now, and this is looking pretty serious. This is not a time to mess around. Get to your safe space really quickly. Do not wait. Make sure that you are in a place where you can, you can feel secure. In the center of the house, a good sturdy closet, whatever you can think of. I remember when the tornado went through Mount Juliet, the house next to mine was gone.
Oh, wow.
Except for one closet that everybody had huddled in, and they all survived it. The rest of that house was gone, and there was one standing closet in the middle of the thing. So that you can have a really good chance of surviving if you get into a good interior closet somewhere. So
just saw a downtown shot of Franklin. We have these cameras on in every community, and right now a little bit of light rain, a lot of wind, but this is definitely in downtown Franklin the calm just before the storm. I mean, that drizzle's going to become an absolute deluge. And before you know it, I mean, a lot of lightning, seeing a lot of lightning strikes as I'm looking at this this shot here. But relatively calm considering what is bearing down on you just miles to your west. So, Franklin, not here to scare you, not here to freak you out, but the reality is that there is a significant storm coming your way, and radar has indicated that there's enough rotation that they've thrown a flag on it. They've thrown the tornado warning on it, so we got to pass that info along.
You look at those streets, and it's 11:30 on a Sunday night. You wouldn't expect there to be a great deal of traffic anywhere. People taking it very seriously are off the streets. I didn't see one car on that street the whole time we were watching it. Yeah, but that's the right thing. Be home in a very secure space, and get there quickly if you are in the Franklin area now, because I got to tell you, the Doppler signature has gotten worse in the last few moments. I don't mean to be frightening people, but you need to take this one seriously. Again, we're now seeing some of the pictures of downtown Franklin. The rain is now starting to pick up in a more significant way, and it's going to really start coming down in just a little bit, and it's going to go from 0 to 60 literally in not very long. It's not going to take very long for that to happen. It's happening now. In fact, you can see
and then as you batten down the hatches in Franklin, let's just remember what is to the east of Franklin. I mentioned Nolensville is to come, but so many of those populated areas to the south of Brentwood and along 31 and along the I-65 corridor just to the east of Franklin, you need to start thinking about what your plan might be, when it comes to Nolensville, when it comes to Laverne, when it comes to Smyrna. You're all in a general, they call it the polygon, right? They don't do it county by county anymore. They try to set up these polygons and subdivide counties just to get more specific about where the real area of concern is when it comes to a storm of this nature. And right now, they're focused in on Franklin. They're focused in on Nolensville, just to the south of Brentwood and maybe just to the south of Antioch. Y'all are going to get hit. Don't get me wrong. You're going to be popped with a severe thunderstorm warning, but we're focused on this tornado warning where we believe there may be, certainly there's rotation, certainly there's a signature, but there may be a tornado on the ground heading toward really, I mean, it is just dead.
Dead on Franklin.
Dead on Franklin right now, and that's Franklin and Millview and Arrington. It's on the way. Nolensville at 11:47. And then Almaville by 11:54 tonight. So this thing is very serious. The indication has been on the ground. Brian, I didn't time it. It has to be 45 minutes.
Yeah, we've been watching this one a while. Yeah. This is, and it's been strongly indicated the whole time. It never. If it's sort of a weak circulation, they'll come and they'll go. You might see them disappear for a while, pop back up, but this one has been consistently there for miles and miles and miles, and so this was one that we would take very seriously, and Franklin. Wow! Look at the pictures now in downtown.
Oh yeah, so we're looking
at rain.
Yeah. So you predicted it, Mister. Yeah. I mean, we're looking at these images of downtown Franklin, and literally 2 minutes ago, Brian says, "Well, you better. It's not going to look like that for long," and it does not now, boy. It's just coming down sheets.
Coming down and at an angle, a 45. The water's coming down at a 45-degree angle.
And you just hope and pray that that's all there is. Rain, some hail. Maybe some shingles off of roofs and whatnot, a few limbs out of the trees, and that's all. But, boy, the impact of this storm system that came out of the Dixon area has moved across the Dixon area into now Williamson County and into Franklin, crossed over Leapers Fork. If you have any indication, if you're in the path of that storm and want to let us know what's going on, I just got a message from 6456 on the super text line. That number, once again, 615-737-9986. If you're safe, give us an indication of what you're seeing, saying that Centerville is getting absolutely hammered right now. So there's that. 4327. Yes, we try to put the radar on the television on our video platforms when we're able. We're not able to get that up just yet, but we'll try to endeavor to get it up as best we can. But just listen on the radio. We'll try to describe it for you as we are able. And we love hearing from you. Let us know what's going on. But we are this system, I mean, is literally making snow in Canada, Brian. I mean, that's how long this system is, and it comes all the way down across the country, all the way across Kentucky, of course, is getting popped. Our state of Tennessee is getting popped on through into Alabama and into portions of Mississippi. But right now, laser focused on downtown Franklin, Tennessee.
It is dead over Franklin. It is dead over Franklin now.
And rain has just started in Trousdale County, according to 0552. So you guys are about to get some of it as well. The latest National Weather Service indication, and I'll say this, Brian, as we kind of just watch and wait as best we can as to what's happening over Franklin, I am at least a little heartened. I mean, obviously a very serious situation happening there, but we've not seen anything new come out of this system in the last 30 minutes. Just these two lines, the one in Perry and then this one over Franklin. I guess that's a small sliver of good news, at least for now, that we've not seen any new tornado warnings pop up.
Yes, I mean, I just see the only thing I've got active right now beyond, severe thunderstorm warnings, and clearly we're all going to have severe thunderstorms, is that box over Franklin right now.
Yeah, this guy right here.
That's the only sucker that I see out there. The rest of it, while it's coming through, and you're gonna get a good dose of rain, an intense thunderstorm. It's a very, very, very abrupt line. Once it hits you, and it passes through quick, and then it gets much better pretty quick. But what happens when you clash the colder air from the north with the warm, moist air from the Gulf? This is what happens. Tornadoes can occur, and right now we think one is directly over Franklin right now. Again, to our knowledge, this has not been confirmed as an on-the-ground funnel, but it has been confirmed as Doppler radar indicated for a long time now, and comes from a storm where there was a confirmed tornado. So I think we have to take this very seriously. Again, we're starting to see some pictures from the area. Franklin getting pummeled with rain and high wind right now. But we're trying to get more information out of that area as well. And again, they may be losing your power. You may be losing your power in the Franklin area. That could be something that would happen as a result of all of this. So you're in the midst of it now, Franklin.
So that's Franklin, Tennessee. I mean, obviously, we're just focused on that area. It looks, by all indications, some of the SmartWays cameras indicate that the power still remains on, at least in the portions of the city that I can see. But if you see anything on the ground and have a safe ability to do so, let us know on the super text line. Coming to you, Nolensville, coming to Almaville. But like you say, Brian, this system, is our concern right now. Everybody's under a tornado watch until about 3:00 this morning. Rightly so. They're going to make sure that people are weather aware, that we understand that conditions are favorable. But this tornado warning, radar has indicated that there is a tornado either on or on the ground, or there is an imminent possibility of a funnel cloud popping to the ground at any moment. This tornadic thunderstorm is coming over Franklin as we speak. And, looking at some of the areas around Wilson County, or Williamson County, I should say, not Wilson, it looks very windy. It looks incredibly rainy. Some of these shots look worse than others, as you might expect, but just a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and just one of those very, very serious situations that you have to take as such. So hopefully the city of Franklin is battening down their hatches and making sure that everything's A-OK there.
Well,
Elsewhere,
we should hear from people in that area, and once that storm will pass through in the next few minutes, and then maybe we will hear from people as to what the experience was like. Was it much ado about nothing, or was it really, really, really something? I know one thing: the pictures show pretty heavy rain and some pretty severe winds. So even at that, it's going to be an experience. The question is whether or not that tornado that we've been watching on Doppler radar for the last hour or so, whether that has touched down in the Franklin area or not. That is the $10,000 question right now that we all want the answer to. So if anybody, when that storm passes through and you feel like you can poke your head out, let us know how it's looking over in the Franklin area. But please never take any actions to put yourself in danger. We'll be very patient and wait for you until it is safe to get that information.
Many folks weighing in on the super text line, which are up and are running, 615-737-9986. Raining, lots of lightning in Antioch, but nothing too severe. 4327, more lightning, more thunder in Laverne. It is certainly coming your way in Laverne. And I'm getting a thumbs up sign, at least one thumbs up sign from Leapers Fork, Brian, and I that is on my personal text, so that's good news, at least from one individual out in Leapers Fork, because this same system that's now going over Franklin obviously just passed through the Leapers Fork area just a couple of minutes ago, and I'm getting an indication. I got one coming in from Franklin in the Fieldstone Farms area that it's just passed over that area, and everything seems okay. Boy, oh boy, I'm looking at my monitor. And the wind is just whipping. I don't know if you're seeing this.
Williamson County right now, yeah.
It is just
it
absolutely.
It almost looks like downdraft winds.
And look, two cars two automobiles. Hopefully those are safety crews that are on the roadways. Hopefully no sightseers out tonight or folks that absolutely have to be out on the roadways. And it looks like some hazard lights are on as those folks wait for those lights to turn. But, yeah, just absolute sheets of rain, and as you indicated, kind of a wind pushing high to low, just kind of pushing down to the earth, that's that right in the belly of the beast, right there in Williamson County and in the Franklin area.
Tornado warnings going on.
Tornado. All right, we've got one. It's coming. They're probably extending that out into Smyrna, I would bet. I got a couple of indications.
Yep, let's see, but I've got it here. It's now been extended all the way over to Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
Tornado warning. They've extended it for Central Rutherford, northeastern Williamson County, and Middle Tennessee until 12:30 a.m. Tornado radar indicated rotation. This danger storm will be in Franklin, Nolensville, Brentwood around 11:45, Smyrna around 11:55, Murfreesboro just a little after midnight. Water Hill around 12:15. So they did extend that tornado warning for those listening online. We have been interrupted on the air with the National Weather Service urgent bulletin of this nature. We'll pick up our conversation here in just a moment.
And I've got a couple of on the ground indications. I got my my EMT, my Williamson County guy. He said there's some trees down too. So
okay.
And then apparently one of our television, Liberty Pike and Downs Boulevard is where they're apparently reporting a brief touchdown. And that's right in Franklin. That's KRN reporting that. So there you go. Just let us know, Bell. And for those of you listening on the app, this is a great opportunity for Brian and I to catch our breath.
Yeah.
Not that you're not as important as everyone else on.
I never thought until now.
We're back.
I needed a restroom in my studio.
All right, it's 11:43. For those of you just back from a brand new National Weather Service tornado warning alert, my name is Matt Murphy. I'm joined by Brian Wilson. This is Super Talk 99.7 WT, and I'm joined with Brian Wilson, I should say. We've been covering nasty severe weather and specifically tornado warnings in our metropolitan metropolitan area for the better part of almost 2 hours now. And Brian, we just got an extension on one of those National Weather Service alerts.
I've got it right here. Basically, the storm that's in Franklin, we've been watching this storm for some time. Radar indicated. No indication if anybody has spotted the funnel, although there may have been some brief touchdown. We're not completely confirmed on that, but it is definitely a storm with rotation we've been watching for some time now. They have extended this as it moves its trek east, and it basically everything between Franklin and Murfreesboro is in this polygon, and it is a tornado warning until 12:30 a.m. Hear me read it. Central Rutherford County in Middle Tennessee, northeastern Williamson County in Middle Tennessee until 12:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located over Franklin, moving east at 40 miles an hour. This is radar indicated. The dangerous storm will be near Franklin and Nolensville around 11:45, Smyrna around 11:55, Murfreesboro around midnight 05, Walter Hill around midnight 15. Other locations impacted by this tornado include a Triune. This includes the following highways: Interstate 65 between mile markers 61 and 70, Interstate 24 between mile markers 64 and 83, and Interstate 840 between mile markers 38 and 62. Not a good night to be out, good night to be in, a good night to be in your safe space if you're in Franklin and points due east.
All right, we've got a couple of on-the-scene reports, and you may do so safely, please, only safely, at 615-737-9986. Trousdale County has extended its severe thunderstorm warning until 12:45 this morning. Many areas, as we head west to east, will be extending those severe thunderstorm warnings. We have one of our individuals, one of our first responders on the ground in Wilson County, has written back to say we're getting reports of trees down in Wilson. I did it again. Not Wilson, Williamson County. Correction, Williamson County. That's the site of what we believe to be certainly a radar-indicated tornado and potentially a tornado on the ground. More on that in a moment. But out of Williamson County, first responder says we're getting reports of trees down on roadways. But nothing has been confirmed in terms of a tornado just yet. National severe weather out of Nashville indicates that there is hail falling at Battleground Academy toward Cool Springs, quarter-sized hail and winds as heavy as 60 miles an hour. At least one television media outlet is reporting that they have received information regarding a confirmed touchdown, at least brief touchdown in Franklin, Liberty Pike and Downs Boulevard. That is from one television media outlet in town. WKRN is reporting that. Liberty Pike and Downs Boulevard, a brief touchdown at least. Who knows if it was brief? That is what they can report at this time, but it is believed that this is causing some pretty significant tree damage, some pretty significant property damage, and let us hope that everybody is in a place of safety. It's heading toward Ben Hill. It's heading toward Almaville, Blackman, just south of Nolensville. And it's all coming your way in the next, it's 11:47. So in the next 10 minutes or so, you can expect it to hit all of those areas that I just mentioned, Brian.
Yeah, this has been the one thing that we'll have to say about this particular Doppler indication is that it's been long running and it has been consistent. It has grown and then it has waned at times, but it right now it looks like a very significant storm. A great area of rotation directly over Franklin right now, and it is still moving to the east. But, I mean, if you're between Franklin and Murfreesboro, buckle up, because one way or the other, you're getting a good dose of rain and a pretty good thunderstorm, but there is the potential here for tornadic activity. You should take this very seriously.
We're getting a few more indications about the severity of the winds in Williamson County and in around the Franklin area. Just a lot of reporting about the severe nature of the wind. And oftentimes, especially, and we have no indication as to what we're dealing with when it comes to an actual tornado on the ground. I should preface what I'm about to say with that. But at the same time, I mean, the significance of 75-mile-an-hour straight line winds versus, an EF1 or an EF0 category tornado, it's hard to tell the difference. But obviously significant enough that if you're in Nolensville, if you're in Almaville, if you're anywhere along 31A, if you're in even Murfreesboro, frankly, if you're in Little Hope or Triune, any of those areas, now's the time for you to do what Franklin has just done, what Fairview has just done, what Leapers Fork has just done. You just got to go through your action plan. This is why you have one. I hope you have one. This is why you have one, because there's a significant system coming your way, and there could be a tornado on the ground. We don't know, but there could be. Let's go ahead and let's get to that place that you've identified in your home as the best place to go should something like this happen. Grab the radio, grab your app on your phone, take us with you. We'll try to walk you through this and let you know when the all clear kind of when all this weather passes by your way. But it is bearing down on Triune, Nolensville, Almaville, Blackman, and then eventually by around 12:15, Murfreesboro. I mean, that's not a long time. That's only about 25 minutes away. We've got Chris Hand out in Murfreesboro. He's handling social media platforming for us tonight. So if you're seeing some of those pop up, YouTube and Facebook, he's all over that. He's all over our social media platforms on X, amongst other things. So we appreciate him doing that. But I know Chris is out there looking or listening, and 25 minutes or so, it's going to be right on top of Murfreesboro as well.
Yeah, 12:15, that'd be just after midnight. It is now 11:50, heading up toward the midnight hour. You've been listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN, Matt Murphy, Brian Wilson, others, Bill Kay in the studio, and others are assisting as they can, but from their remote locations. We are bringing you all this stuff. It is going to come well south of where I'm at in Watertown. It looks like this storm system we're concerned about, if it stays on its current track, would stay well south of Watertown. But I would just want to say I have had my first lightning bolt. I mean, it's been quiet as it can be, but I just had a big bolt of lightning and thunder and lightning, and the rain is beginning to start here in Watertown as well. As a reminder that for a lot of people, it's just going to be a rain event and nothing to worry about. But by gosh, when you need to know about something, I mean, there's a pretty, I want to make sure I've got this, pretty good storm cell that is moving through the Nashville area now. Mm-hmm. But really it is Franklin, Smyrna, Murfreesboro, that triangle that we're focused on right now, because the storm has been pretty consistently displaying a pretty strong Doppler echo. Again, nobody has actually seen the funnel on the ground, but we've some indications of some damage but we've not actually got a confirmed tornado. But it's been so consistently there from the Doppler standpoint, it hasn't wavered at all for the last hour, I would say.
Well, I think we in Mount Juliet are kind of the bell cow for you out in Watertown, because it is picking up significantly over here. For most of us, and Brian indicated this, and I'll say it for Mount Juliet, a lot of lightning. We're moving from, I call it moving from the green to the yellow. I even say that when I'm in my car. It's like, boy, this rain's moving from the green to the yellow, meaning, it's going from just raining to really raining. And then when it gets to the red, I've never been through the black. I've seen it tonight on our radar, but I don't think I've been through the black areas.
If you're in downtown Nashville, it should start clearing now. I mean, that's how quick this comes through.
That's right.
In Franklin, you have Doppler-indicated tornadoes, and in Nashville, it is starting to clear, and there is nothing. I mean, no rain coming down in some parts of northwest Nashville as I speak.
Well, and hopefully the folks in Waverly, we were talking about them an hour and a half ago, Brian, or the folks out in Dixon, where it may or may not be raining. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it's just spotty green in the areas that we just mentioned. Back in these areas where we were concerned about a tornado coming through, that system has moved through. That's just kind of the way that it goes. Right now, Nolensville at 11:52. After Nolensville, Almaville, they call it the polygon. That they like to subdivide the counties nowadays to make sure that we really focus in on these areas of concern. This is just south of Nolensville, just on almost running parallel to 96. That is, what is that, Franklin Road? That's what I want to say it is. But between Nolensville and Franklin on 96, before you get to 31A, that's where they're really, really concerned. Headed toward Almaville right now, and that would kind of link back up with 840 on the southern side of 840. So that if you're along that path, and then extend that out, and we'll get to Murfreesboro at about 12:15 tonight, and that's bearing down on you. But for the most part, you've got a lot of wind, you got a lot of rain. If you are north of 40, these are severe thunderstorms for you right now. If you are south of I-40, we've got this one particular system that has just impacted Franklin and is now popping Nolensville, popping Almaville, and about to run up on, I guess that's just south of Smyrna and Laverne. And it looks like it might kind of split Murfreesboro and Smyrna to a certain degree. But just y'all need to get ready and get prepared because y'all are on the tips of that polygon system.
I mean, even if you don't see any tornadic activity, you're talking about a heavy amount of rain and some pretty stout winds that are coming with this and potential for hail. All of that is still a potential, even if you don't have the tornadic activity. But there is a pretty good indication on radar now for some time. And this storm has continued. It is never really diminished. It has been very, very consistently evident on Doppler radar as a radar-indicated storm. It is directly south of Antioch, moving to the east toward, it's going to go a little to the north side of Murfreesboro, and if it stays on this track, it would seem to me, and I can't make out the name of that other town, but it's definitely moved east of Franklin, moving toward Florence, and eventually toward the Murfreesboro area.
Well, and just south of you, you're right on that northern tip out there in Watertown, on that northern tip of the area of concern. Looks like it's going to stay to the south of the greater Watertown area, but if you're Walter Hill, if you're Las Casas, even if you're Smyrna, and then obviously Murfreesboro, all of those populated areas. I mean, that's just kind of the Smyrna-Murfreesboro area has just kind of, grown and grown and grown between the two. You're right there in the zone of impact, whatever that impact might be, whether it's just the most severe part of this severe thunderstorm right now, and the radar is indicating that a tornado is in the atmosphere, or a worst-case scenario, that tornado has gotten to the ground and it's doing damage on the ground. Either way, it's a very, very severe part of this storm, and it's the reason we're here right now, frankly. I mean, Brian Wilson and Matt Murphy, I assure you, would love to be all a snug as a bug in a rug in the bed, but we are here for you to make sure that you're okay as this system moves through Rutherford and Williamson County. And I'm trying to, I guess, still at about 45 miles an hour, at least as of 10 minutes ago. Let me make sure that I'm not giving bad information. Central Rutherford County, northeastern Williamson County, east at 40 miles an hour. So still, moving on down the road at very least. And I would love if you are able and you're in and around Williamson County in the Franklin area, or in an area where the storm has passed you by. I know it's still a lot of rain in Franklin right now, so it might not be time to ask that of you just yet. But if you're in a place where you can perhaps give us a report, we'd love to get those reports. Trousdale County has canceled its severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado watch remains in effect. That's good news as they canceled that. And Lindsay wants to know if Smith County is coming next. Yeah, perhaps, Lindsay. I mean, obviously, if you're in the communities that we just named, Leanna, Barfield, Murfreesboro, Las Casas, Kittrell, you need to just be considering your action plan, because this is the most severe part of a very severe system that has been at the very least radar indicated tornado for the better part of an hour and a half.
That's right. Now moving into the Almaville area. And by the way, just want to make mention, you're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WWTN, Nashville, Hendersonville, Tennessee. We have to do that. The FCC requires it. But we're here at the midnight hour watching a storm that has just passed over the Franklin area, headed due east toward Almaville, Walter Hill, Lascassas, Murfreesboro, all in the line of this potential tornadic activity. Again, it's radar indicated, but we've been watching this storm for the better part of an hour, if not more, and it has never wavered. It has never gone away. It has never faded. It has been there, and right now seems to be even building steam. If you're in the Almaville area toward 840, this is where the storm, the rotation is most heavily indicated, moving due east. It's headed directly for Murfreesboro as we speak.
There's also a little area of concern that I'm seeing on some radars coming toward Columbia. Not nearly as significant as this piece that we've been discussing for a length of time now, moving toward the Almaville area. But I just note it because, this system obviously is running the entirety of the state, and there are other little pockets that pop up. And so I guess this is now officially a tornado warning in Murray County. As of about 2 minutes ago until 12:30 tonight.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Tornado warning for Murray County in Middle Tennessee until 12:30. Storm moving at 40 miles an hour. Radar indicated quarter-inch size hail. So that's down in Murray County. So yeah, that's another one that's popped up a little south of here.
Yeah. So here we go. With some of these other guys that are just going to, and that is, moving toward yet again, moving toward a more populated area of Columbia, just north of Mount Pleasant.
Right.
Expected to make its way toward Columbia. You just need to be aware of that Columbia. Obviously, unless this
warning for Maury County is running right now.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right, so we got that going on. So for those of you listening on the app, this is an opportunity for Brian Wilson and Matt Murphy to take a little bit of a breather, get a little hydration. And I got a couple of indications from folks in Franklin that are giving us a lack of damage report, which is good news.
That's good news, yeah.
And I think hopefully the worst of this will go a little unpopulated areas to the south of Watertown.
Yeah, I'm certainly hoping that big, vast, open fields.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all these fields, Mr. Tornado.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm headed on vacation when this is over. I'm going to be driving to the beach in the new motorhome. Talk about a high-profile vehicle on the highway.
Are you going to get a nap?
Huh?
Are you getting a nap?
I got a nap this afternoon. I knew this was coming.
Oh, okay. Bell, just let us know when we're back up, and we certainly appreciate all of you. If you're listening on the app, give us a shout-out on the super text line, 615-737-9986. Thank you so much. Y'all are good people over there. Yeah, this Murray County will pop
We're back.
up. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Thank you for listening. Just past midnight, 12:02 in the morning to be precise. My name is Matt Murphy. I'm joined by Brian Wilson, and we are covering severe weather, more specifically tornado warnings in our coverage area. And Brian, we've been tracking one for the better part, almost 2 hours now, really an hour and a half or so, a long track system, radar indicated, no indication as of yet that it is on the ground, but we've been tracking that one system, and now we have another one to deal with in Murray County.
27 minutes left on this one. It will expire at 12:30 a.m. This is for Murray County in Middle Tennessee, due west. Right out 412 If you were to drive out straight out of Columbia on 412 to the west, you would run into an area of concern, an area of rotation. And again, this is radar indicated, but these indications have been very solid. Not there. I mean, there's no doubt that there's rotation in that cloud. It's just a matter of whether or not it has touched down. So, Columbia, get ready, get in your safe space. There is a storm headed your direction right now, radar indicated a tornado. But even if it wasn't, you've still got the possibility of significant hail, quarter-size hail, and high winds. So just get ready. It is moving due east toward Columbia now. And the other one that we're concerned about is in the Murfreesboro area now. Let me pull that up very quickly, and I'll just read you that one. It's a tornado radar indicated rotation. It is approaching. It's for central Rutherford and East Williamson County, approaching right now the Murfreesboro area.
A couple of you, several of you, as a matter of fact, have reached out on the super text line, 615-737-9986, just letting us know what you see. Holly says lots of rain and pea-sized hail in Franklin. David said it's a frog strangler, so we're good. Well, I know there's frog stranglers, and frog stranglers are okay, but the tornado activity that we're seeing, not so much. Some from Ferndale, 6568 writes in and says, no damage to my home, just a lot of water. We have made it through the second round. That's good news as well. Kay is checking in from Nolensville, says all is well so far, listening on the app over in Nolensville. And then we're good down here in Spencer Hall subdivision, located Highway 96 at Downs Boulevard. Everything looks fine. Yeah, I'm happy to get that report, Brian, because we had an earlier indication that somewhere along Downs Boulevard there may have been a quote-unquote brief touchdown, Liberty Pike and Downs, but that on-the-scene indication is that at least from their vantage point, everything looks okay in the Spencer Hall subdivision. So that's what folks are seeing on the ground. If you can safely throw one out at us, 615-737-9986. We'd love to hear from you. Tracking these two now systems. One's been on our radar screen literally and figuratively for about an hour and a half now, and the other just popping up in Murray County and set to expire, hopefully, fingers crossed, by 12:30 tonight.
Yeah, right now, if you're in the Almaville area, you should be taking shelter. The rotation is directly over you, headed to the east at about 40 miles an hour, on track to go right over Murfreesboro. This is a Doppler indicated rotation, but the rotation indications have been strong and consistent for some time. We don't know whether or not that means that this is touchdown, but one way or the other, it is a storm you should take very seriously. So Almaville area, you're in it now. Murfreesboro, get the dog and head to the closet, because I'm telling you, it's coming your way. In Rutherford County, Kittrell, Lacassas, all in the area of concern as this storm continues to move from the west to the east, a bullseye directly on Murfreesboro at this time.
And let me move over to this Murray County system, Brian, because Columbia, you in and around the Columbia area and any point between Mount Pleasant, Columbia, and Lanton, I guess, you should be making your preparations right now. You need to get yourself into we say it all the time, but a place of safety. Just whatever place you've designated for you and your family. This is the place. Everybody has that conversation, right? This is the place we're going to go if there's ever a big storm. Well, wherever that place is, if you're in Columbia, that's what you need to be doing right now, because radar, once again, can't stress it enough, radar has indicated, but you should treat a radar indication in the same fashion that you treat a tornado on the ground, because one could pop down and hit you, hit your home, hit your property at any moment. And right now, that is a big concern. Moving toward Columbia, it's just to your west, and it's moving due east. That system, much like the system that's bearing down on Almaville right now, is traveling at about 40 miles an hour. And after the Almaville area, it looks just like it's going to hit downtown Murfreesboro, if I'm not mistaken, Brian.
Yeah,
that's or pretty close onto it.
Pretty much head on into it. So if you're in Murfreesboro right now, you really take this very seriously. You won't be there long, but you'll need to be going to your safe space and make sure that that you and yours are protected in a secure innermost room in whatever building you find yourself in. Don't try to outrun it. Just you get into your closet and ride it out is the best thing we can tell you at this point. If you are in the Almaville area, or if you're in the Murfreesboro area, get ready because that storm that is now over Almaville headed your direction, radar indicated rotation, one to take seriously.
And, once again, I'm going to say it one more time. I would love nothing more than to get on the radio at 3 o'clock this afternoon and to say, well, I guess none of these radar indications ever hit the ground. But you know what? The likelihood of tracking one for this length of time and not seeing some damage is probably getting less and less as it's been radar indicated for the better, since about 10:30 tonight, roughly 10:30. That's over an hour and a half. However, that said, the reports that we're getting in thus far from our kind of field producers who are on the ground offering us those reports, they are pretty good. Carl the trucker said, I'm going through Franklin on 65 North, just experiencing a lot of rain. 6181 says, a lot of rain, a lot of lightning in Columbia, but it is weirdly calm, no sirens yet. I would say this about the sirens. Never, ever, ever depend on a siren to act as your warning system, especially if you're in a home. Every meteorologist, everyone from the National Weather Service will tell you the same thing. Those sirens are there to help people who are outside, to help them understand that there is a nasty weather system on the way. So don't depend on those. However, they should be going off any moment because Columbia is really about to get popped pretty hard. So I can imagine that it is the calm literally before the storm. 0500 says downtown Franklin had high winds and wicked rain, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, but seems to be okay now. 4414, Brian, just a couple more of these, says it's calm here now with thunder in the distance. That's Scott writing in. And then 7091 says we're looking pretty good in Spring Hill. A lot of heavy rain. So that's good news that we don't hear more damage.
No, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And maybe, as you say, maybe the end of the day, we look at this and say, well, we dodged a bullet, and that's just fine. But right now, both barrels of a pretty substantial thunderstorm are aimed directly at Columbia, Tennessee, and it is to the west, moving to the east, and it is a sizable indication of rotation within that system on Doppler radar. No confirmation, of course, on the ground as yet, but don't take any chances. And then the other area that we're watching, there's two areas that we really have to start keep an eye on. That's one. The other is the storm that is right now in the area of, it's in Williamson County, central Rutherford County. That one is really one to watch as well, headed toward the Murfreesboro area. So we have Columbia and Murfreesboro, our two major population centers of concern at this moment.
Just a few minutes ago, the National Weather Service has issued a new weather statement regarding the Murray County storm. Want to read that to you. Tornado warning remains in effect until 12:30. So they didn't extend it, which may be good news. Capable of producing a tornado at any moment. As of 4 minutes ago, it was 8 miles west of Columbia, moving east at 35 miles an hour. So if you kind of do the math there, you can figure that it's going to be on top of you, Columbia, any moment now. A tornado has been indicated via radar. Quarter-size hail has been indicated. The storm will be in Columbia right around now. And Mount Pleasant, it is on top of you as well. Williamsport, I-65 east of Columbia, Colioca, and Hampshire, it is coming your way. Take cover now. Act as if this tornado is on the ground. It is a radar-indicated tornado, and it is a very, very serious system moving directly toward Columbia, and it's going to be there any moment.
Yeah, it's right over 412 right now, just to the west of the town center, the major population center of Columbia. Now, in the throes of a pretty good thunderstorm at the very least, and one that could have tornadic activity in it at the very worst. So we're watching that one, crossing our fingers. Please be in a place of safety at this point. If you're in the Columbia area, better to be safe than to be sorry. And then if you're in the Murfreesboro area, get ready, because there's one up there that's we've been watching for some time now, and it's still coming your direction.
And you know, I don't really see a lot of flood warnings associated with this storm. I don't know if it's just moving so fast, or perhaps it's just not dumping as much rain as some previous systems have. However, I would say that in some of these areas, you're probably getting enough rain fast enough. Thankfully, this is happening at a time of day where there just aren't a lot of cars on the roadways, but I think it bears repeating. If you do have to get out and about a little bit from now, just be careful, because there's a lot of rain coming down in a lot of areas, even those not directly impacted by the tornado warnings. Many of you have already experienced that rain. And, like you said earlier, Brian, if you're, in Dixon, this thing has passed you. You can go to bed. In Hendersonville, the time is coming in the next couple of minutes where you should be all good. And, you want to lay your head down, you can lay your head down, because, there's not anything that I've seen, Brian, behind this system that's going to be of any danger to anybody. Once it gets past you and you're in the all clear, you can feel comfortable that you're not going to get popped again tonight.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Brian Wilson, Matt Murphy, continuing coverage, Bel Kay in the studio, and many, many other helping us out with, we got Chris Hand doing social media, and of course, we're getting phone calls and information from people on the super text line. Just to reset very basically, we have a tornado warning in the Columbia area right now. A tornado and quarter-size hail is indicated by radar, and this is for Murray County. If you're in the area of Columbia right now, then the storm is right upon you. The second location is up near Murfreesboro. A tornado warning is in effect until 12:13. At what time does it take? 14 minutes remaining on this particular thing. Tornado warning remains in effect for until 12:30 a.m. for central Rutherford County. Hazard is the tornado radar indicated. Again, if you're in that area right now and you're in the Murfreesboro area, it is moving your direction at a serious clip. And again, this is radar indicated, but one to take seriously.
So those tornado warnings continue, and you continue to offer us some, a look into your neck of the woods, which is so vital and important during these times, such as 4981, who says, watching the storm line here between Spring Hill and Columbia right now, light rain, wind, just a tremendous amount of activity around me. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And you be safe. It's about to pop Columbia, Tennessee in just the next couple of minutes. Heavy rain in Lebanon right now. Sirens are the tornado warning sirens are going off in Murfreesboro. Several super texters have indicated that the MTSU sirens are going off. And that's important. And obviously, don't get me wrong, those outdoor sirens should go off. It's just my indication is that those sirens are for folks who are outdoors. Always depend on your phone or other technology to try to alert you to whether or not there's a tornado in your area. Just simply put, the chances of you hearing the sirens are so much diminished if you're inside that they ask that you have a secondary option that helps alert you. Hendersonville, weather currently light rain. And this is from one of our wonderful first responders, weather, light rain, and distant thunder and lightning. Thank you, first and foremost, officer, for what you do up in Hendersonville. We love our first responders. I love the fact that you're there for us, Johnny, on the spot when bad weather like this comes about. But it looks, if the radars are any indication, and if our weather officer up in Hendersonville is any indication, that the worst has passed through Hendersonville. Right now, Columbia is really the area of concern. Obviously, we're following that Williamson County track, but this storm system that may or may not be producing a tornado is right there on top of Columbia right now, and it is popping that city. And Murfreesboro, it's on top of Almaville, and it is coming your way, if not already there. Las Casas Auburntown. Is it Auburntown, Brian? Am I saying
this operator? Don't know.
Okay. I think it's Auburntown. I think that would be Kittrell. I've got that one, but Auburntown and Kittrell, it's on the way. This system that they believe is either producing or could at any moment produce a tornado right there outside of Murfreesboro.
Yeah, looking at the Doppler radar right now, the storm with rotation that concerned about in Murray County is directly now over the city of Columbia. There is a lot of indication of rotation within that particular system. Nothing that confirmed. If you're in the Trotwood Avenue area, for example, that's where the greatest indication of rotation is at this particular moment. But it is moving to the east, and I'm seeing some of the pictures from that area. Really intense rain, sheets and sheets and sheets of rain coming down, just wave after wave of rain coming down very intensely in that particular area, Columbia, Murray County.
Yeah, it is. You are getting hammered right now, and you hope and pray that it is a severe thunderstorm, and that's all. Thankfully, it looks like the lights remain on in downtown Columbia, and it even seems that there are some emergency vehicles that are moving about in the midst of these incredible sheets of rain that are coming down as that storm system absolutely hammers downtown Columbia as we speak. So Murray County, you're under the gun in that system. Murfreesboro, you're under the gun up there. Which direction is the tornado in Columbia moving? It's moving from west to east at roughly 30 miles an hour, and 0194, that system is right over, looks to be right over downtown Columbia right now. So depending on where you are in relation to downtown Columbia, this system moving about 40 miles an hour from west to east along that line.
It's going to track right along 50 there for a short while at about at Highway 30. So keep an eye on it. Then that area, it's in southern part of Columbia, but definitely moving through a heavily populated area. And we can see from the some of the traffic cameras that are available to us, tremendous amount of rain now falling in that particular area. It's the rain that you see, but it's what you cannot see behind those rain clouds that we're concerned about. Doppler indicated rotation. They're considered a very likelihood that there is a tornado in this area, or at least that cloud, that particular cell, is tornadic. So that's one thing to watch out, and that's in the Columbia area. The other one, up near Murfreesboro, it is now passed over Almaville, and it's right on Murfreesboro. Walter Hill, I mean, you're in for a big dose of rain right there. Lacasis, you're in for a big dose of rain. But the rotation we've been watching has been approaching Murfreesboro, and they are continuing to keep that as a tornado warning at the moment.
Brian Wilson, Matt Murphy with you at 12:21 in the morning on this Monday morning on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the final day of March. We're watching this incredible storm system march its way from west to east across the state of Tennessee. The reason that you're listening to us, if you're just finding us on your radio dial, if you're just tuning in, we have a couple of tornado warnings that we've been following. We got here at about 10 o'clock last night, and we've been tracking some of these warnings since that time. One in particular is bearing down on Murfreesboro right now as we speak, and the other right on top of Columbia, both moving west to east at roughly 40 miles an hour. But downtown Murfreesboro and all points to the direct east of Murfreesboro and downtown area, you're about to get hit there. Columbia, right along, you mentioned 50, Brian, and it's just kind of right along that line, maybe kind of drifting a little to the north. That's 412. I think I just, kind of read off these numbers as I see them pop up. But just trying to give you markers. If you're in that area, I just want you to know kind of where we're talking about, kind of visualize on the map so you can set it in your head exactly where you are in relation to where the storm is, in relation to where the believed area of rotation is, because those two systems, if they're not producing a tornado, they're going to be possible to produce one at any moment. And right now, just south of downtown Columbia is where the belief, I'm looking at a debris tracker on one of my monitors right now on one of the television channels, and it just just a heavy area of what is believed to be debris, and that's just a strong indication on the part of these radar systems that there's something on the ground that's causing debris to be thrown into the air that isn't rain, and that's one of the ways that they indicate that a funnel cloud might have potentially hit the ground. Let's hope not. But a lot of folks chiming in on the super text line. Please keep those messages coming. We depend on your eyeballs on the ground. A lot of folks from Murfreesboro saying, yeah, we're getting popped. Tornado sirens are now going off in Spring Hill. It does not surprise me. Lightning everywhere. A lot of indication about a lot of lightning and a lot of hail. Yeah. Even outside of these possible tornadoes, Brian, a lot of hail and a lot of lightning with this system.
Yeah, that is one thing we should not lose sight of is even if we're talking about these areas of real concern because tornadoes kill people. That's that we need to get that information out there. But do not underestimate this storm as a whole. It's a pretty significant storm. Heavy rains, high winds, and you can have isolated downbursts, etc., that can cause real problems. So, people around this area are going to know they had a thunderstorm by the time the night is over. But here's the thing. Once it passes through, that's pretty much it. There's not a lot there behind it. Looks like things are going to be, I think the next time we have severe concerns about weather will be maybe next Wednesday. So we've got a few days here once this thing passes through. And we're watching Murfreesboro and we're watching Columbia right now because those are the areas where there is radar-indicated circulation.
And just, for those who have been through this, you know how it goes. Now, Davidson County and Williamson County, unless I'm seeing this wrong, are now tornado warning free. As of right now, you still have that tornado warning outside of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, and you still have that tornado warning in Murray County. But that does not mean that you are home free, but tornado warning free, meaning that you still have a tremendous amount of rain coming down in those counties, obviously wind associated with possibly hail, but just indicates, that's the way it goes. That's how slowly but surely these things move to the east and you get out of the danger zone. Let's hope that as that rainfall moves out, we don't see any significant property damage. But right now,
here in Watertown, we're in like yellow. It's gone from green. It's gone from yellow to green. Right. So we're getting the edge of the yellow. But just 12 miles north of here is Lebanon, and they're almost out of it.
Right.
So right. That tells you a little bit about how these storms are passing through very quickly. But again, it is the areas of concern. You can have a big wide area with a lot of rain and maybe even some light hail and that kind of stuff. But it's those areas of rotation near Murfreesboro and in Columbia and points east that we're concerned about at this moment.
So yeah, you're if you are wondering, well, it's raining at my house. When am I going to get a little bit more significant weather? Well, Brian just mentioned, Watertown is just approaching the yellow and about to approach the red there. But, like you say, in Mount Juliet now, we're in the light green areas, if you imagine the radar in your mind. And before you know it, those kind of start dissipating, and you just get spotty areas of misty rain. But in Murfreesboro, you are about to get popped. There's a large area of rain between Murfreesboro and, say, just to the east of Lebanon that's coming down in, heavy red amounts. And that line just extends on down to Columbia. And between Murfreesboro and Columbia, those are the two specific areas. Those cities are specifically the two cities that we're looking at now that are set to get hit by parts of this system that are just dangerous enough that are rotating in a particular fashion that indicates that there may be tornadic activity on the ground or possibly on the ground at any moment. That warning remains in effect until at least 12:30. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to try to reset my system, refresh here, because I wouldn't be surprised if they have not updated it. And it doesn't look like they've updated it. So perhaps only 3 minutes to go. The National Weather Service will give us an indication within the next 3 minutes as to whether or not they're going to allow that Murray County system to it. I would be shocked if they didn't extend this.
I think they will likely extend it, but we'll see. We'll watch it break. You should know here in just a few moments.
Right.
Now 12:27. Eastern Central Time in the morning. Listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Brian Wilson and Matt Murphy bringing you, as best we can discern it, what's happening with the weather.
Well, and our, for those wondering, what are these two guys, what are these two knuckleheads doing on the radio in the middle of the night? Well, our flag goes up, the call goes out for those of us on Super Talk when there's a tornado warning in our listening area. It is the indication to us that lives are at risk. We all, have severe thunderstorms in our lives, and I understand that those can take lives as well. Those can get bad enough where bad things can happen. But that is just that's our trigger that we are on air long form, and we do that just for you in the unlikely event that you lose power and the unlikely event that you don't have an ability to get to any other resource. We want to be that resource for you, either on your app, on any of your social media platforms, and, of course, on the good old radio that I encourage you to keep with you and keep those batteries handy as well should the lights go out. But it looks like Columbia, we're slowly moving out of Columbia. Hopefully we can get some on-the-scene reports there as to what's going on there. As a matter of fact, as I say that, one of our folks on the ground says worst seems to have passed Columbia, currently lightning and a little rain left. 4981 indicates just southwest of Spring Hill, a heavy rain, wind is very active, lots of activity surrounding us, still staying alert there. And 0194 says right now we are getting popped in Murfreesboro. So several indications in Murfreesboro that there's a lot of activity. Yeah, and that does not surprise me at all, Murfreesboro, because that's a huge area of concern. And I think to the south of us, there's another tornado warning that just got called.
That's down near Waynesboro, south of Hohenwald. They got another radar-indicated rotation there, slightly outside of our listening area, but nonetheless something that will be passing from west to east and come through our area at some point.
All right, so this dangerous storm in Columbia is the one that we're looking at, and obviously in Murfreesboro. And as you watch this storm, You know, if you're in Woodbury right now, if you're in Smithville right now, even, I think that McMinnville, you're probably going to miss the brunt of the most serious part of this storm. I think it's going to miss you just to the north, but you need to be on the lookout because right behind it, here comes that Columbia storm that's going to be plowing through in just a moment. So in Chapel Hill, on the Columbia storm side, just to talk to you folks in Chapel Hill and Unionville and Shelbyville, Wartrace, all of those areas, those beautiful, beautiful areas just to the south of Murfreesboro. You're in the path of this Columbia storm. It could veer a little to the south, a little to the north in terms of where the most severe part of this storm is, but it is just now to the east of Columbia. It's passing over I-65 right now, just to the east of Spring Hill, to the east and to the south of Spring Hill, and kind of bearing down on Chapel Hill now.
I think the tornado warnings have lapsed.
Oh, well, did they let it go? Let's
both
hope.
In Murfreesboro and the one that was down there in Columbia, they have let them lapse. It looks like they are done with those storms. And we, at least as far as I can tell, the only thing we have is in Collingwood, tornado warning for, let me read this here, southeastern Lewis County, Wayne County, Lawrence County, till 1:15 a.m. Again, radar indicated rotation, tornado quarter size hail. And so they're talking about that area, but that's outside of our listing area right now. And that would mean that the only thing we're watching is that the storms are passing through, but apparently they're losing their severity, and they have let some of these tornado warnings lapse in the last few moments.
I just indicated to Bell, maybe with the tornado warnings lapsing, Brian, we can Bell, if you've got any sort of making up that you have to do, just let me know on your end, because perhaps we can take a quick pause and then kind of reset here, Brian, if that's okay with you, and then just to see where we are to make sure nothing else is going to pop back up. we're not here to scare the heck out of folks. So, as those tornado warnings lapse and these things become your standard level severe thunderstorm, then we, allow you to kind of go back about your night. I think that the folks who are in the path of the more severe areas are certainly aware of it. So, Bell, do you have me on that end?
Yeah, but I have us cleared. We don't need to go to break.
Oh, okay. Well, it's either go to break or make a decision about whether or not we want to go back to regular programming for the time being, and just kind of.
I would say let's go back to regular programming. We love having these conversations on the air. But
you kind of have to do what you have to do.
Sometimes you have to do that. I would say go back to regular programming. We'll watch this storm down in the Lawrenceburg area. It is again outside of our listing area, and if it becomes something we need to jump back into, it seems to be on a track to stay well south of the Nashville area. Maybe I don't know. It might be down in Pulaski, but again, the two major tornado warnings have lapsed, and I think let's take a little break. If we need to come back, we'll come back.
Yeah, I full agreement. So that's what we'll do at 12:34 tonight with Brian Wilson, Matt Murphy here, and if we need to, like Brian says, if we need to be back, we'll be back. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN, and we'll get back to regular programming.